Welcome back to the final segment of the Spring Sports Showcase, and we're now joined by the boys' track team, Coach Lloyd, Andrew Brown, and Ian Young. How are you guys today?
Doing well.
All right, we'll get straight into the questions. Coach Lloyd, obviously you're coming off a historic year in 2022, very successful. How does that impact this year? How does that impact your mentality?
Well, it gives me an idea of what we can do. We'll be a little bit younger this year than we were last year, but there are kids in the program that's returning this year that know what it feels like to be a part of a program and was around the atmosphere, and I usually say like the energy of what it took to be a pretty high caliber team. And so we're going to try to reinforce some of those same elements and bring back that energy this year and see where it takes us.
And Andrew and Ian, obviously you guys were both a part of that team as well. So how does being a part of that team help you going into this year?
It just lets you know, like, everything that you need to do in practice and at the meets, like, encouraging each other, like, everything you need to know to get the thing done.
Yeah, you already know what it takes to be successful, so all you have to do is recreate that, or at least attempt to recreate that this year.
Coach Lloyd, how have your boys and your team worked to back up all the success from last year? What have you guys been doing in the offseason to prepare?
Well, some guys like Andrew play basketball, but I would say for a kid like Brown here, he after the season was over, he had a pretty successful campaign in summer track, running for his club track team. He actually picked up triple jump in the summer and became a 45'10" triple jumper, which would have probably placed him in the top 4 or 5 in state last year. And he got to work on the 400-meter hurdles during the summer, so that's a little bit longer hurdle race than the 300s. For most of our group, we had a group of boys who did not participate in winter sports. We kind of started doing conditioning around November, just to kind of get going, get off to an early start. It's a good time to work on some basic stuff. And so it's that kind of stuff that will help us going into the year for the most part.
How important is it to have multi-athlete sports?
Multi-sport athletes?
Like Andrew.
It's very important. I think in just about every high school in the country, every coach wants the better athletes. And usually, that's usually just a certain group of kids that maybe possess like true athleticism. And so I would say any coach wants the best athletes in the school to be able to be out for their sport. Because usually if you got athleticism and then you can learn and marry athleticism to technique, you're going to get a pretty good athlete. And so multi-sport athletes are very important here. A lot of times in track and field, you depend heavily on football guys. You want basketball guys. In some cases, those guys, some of your better football players and basketball players are going to be your better sprinters and jumpers. Cross-country guys, sometimes soccer kids, we just happen to be the same season. You got kids that have the stamina and things like that to be good distance guys. And obviously, like throwers, lineman types, and sometimes good wrestlers, strong kids make good throwers and things like that. Basketball players probably make good jumpers. They're long bodies. They know how to jump. And so I would say when it comes to multi-sport athletes, I see track and field as kind of like the basis of sport, in that you're learning how to move your body, or you're using your body, and it kind of translates, or some of the elements of track and field can carry over in just about any other sport.
Andrew, what level of preparation and work ethic has gone into becoming one of the top hurdlers and track stars in the state?
Mostly just pushing through when you don't really want to do it. Like during practice, the guys encourage me to just keep going, and they challenge me every single day to just keep pushing to become and do my very best.
And Ian, what type of work ethic have you put in during the off season to get ready for this upcoming season?
Like Andrew, I'm out summer track with Coach Lloyd, the Boys and Girls Club, and so I spent a good chunk of the summer just working on my hurdles, trying to get better and stronger at that. And then since the fall, the whole team has been doing conditioning, and I've been out in physical therapy trying to bounce back and get stronger.
Coach Lloyd, final question here. What is the most important trait or characteristic in a track star? What does it take to be great in your sport?
It takes commitment. It takes sacrifice, and it really takes attention to details. Once an athlete gets to a certain point, the thing that's going to help them become, great, outstanding, different than everybody else is going to be the commitment component. And when I say commitment and sacrifice, they're kind of the same thing. It's do you go out Friday night when you know you got a big meet like conference or districts or state, or do you save that energy and you stay in the house? And that takes a level of commitment, it takes sacrifice. I would say beyond those things, though, I would say goal setting. Track is just build one goal, reach that goal, set a new goal. But they got to be reachable. And what I've seen, and I think even working in the team we had last year, I was able to see the kids that really put in the work and built off the energy of the other kids around them, and they came every day. They come every day. They rest. They don't expound too much energy messing around. Those are the ones that tend to be the most successful. I mean, I joke around sometimes. We say, "You are what you do." Or we had one meeting on my first year as a coach, and I came in. I told the kids, champions do champion stuff. I didn't say it like that. It was but champions do champion stuff. So to be a champion, you got to do a little bit that other people won't do. So.
And how would you describe the group of boys you have this year?
Well, we got guys like these two. They're so I'll call these guys vets, even though Andrew's just a junior. Ian's a senior. He's been in the program a while. And so we have a mixture. We're not heavy on the seniors this year. We're a little green, so we have quite a bit of new, young faces on the team. One thing about track and field is each year somebody always surprises you. There's going to be somebody on this team that I had no thought of in December who's going to probably come and show up and probably make it through districts or state. Overall, we're kind of in a rebuild this year. We are sitting on a 300-meter state hurdle champion. We have young potential like Isaac Ackerman went to USATF and won 15-16 boy division in shot put. Ackerman was also placed at that meet in the summer in the discus, and so for a sophomore, Ackerman's kind of on the good side of a curve, and so we're looking to see him do some amazing stuff as well. Ian here was a state qualifier, and so our hurdle group is probably going to be the heart of our group in terms of our strengths. We're kind of rebuilding on the sprint side after losing Lloyd and Truitt. But for the most part, I think hurdles are going to kind of take the lead. Sprints will be developing. The throws, we got a solid young guy, and we got we got quite a few guys in there, and so we'll be looking for. Hopefully, someone's going to merge there. Well, I missed distance. We returned Tate Grobber, and Tate's in his senior campaign, so we're going to be looking for Tate to. I think his goal is trying to get under 2 minutes in the 800. Maybe even provide some help on the 4x4, and I don't know if Tate's going to go up to the mile. And we got a nice group of young, long kids in our distance group right now. So hopefully we'll get some of those guys going and see where it takes us.
All right, that's all I got for you. We're going to put that schedule on the screen for you now. Make sure to make it out to a track meet that Central will be participating in. Thank you guys for coming out today.
All right, thank you.